All right, so I'm going to try and recap here a lot of the things that were announced here in the 3.0 special broadcast. I'm not really sure exactly the best way to go about this. I don't really feel like exactly grabbing screenshots and making a whole script. So this might seem all over the place. I'm going to call things out as they were shown within the trailer, so like chronological order of them shown in the trailer. We're going to start off here with some of the new scenery and stuff for 3.0, and I'm just going to let that video go ahead and play. I was kind of hoping the city was more compact, like the last region. I mean, still looking really good. All right, and the next big reveal that we have here is going to be the motorcycle. Now it shows off it going up some ramps right here and going off of a little booster. I was not expecting this to be the new mode of transportation. It also shows you going across some water, like the effects it'll have, as well as driving through the grass and stuff, just showing that it will affect the environment around you, kind of like the game already does. Another big thing that I wasn't expecting here is there is a radio channel. I was like, this entire thing with the whole bike and a lot of the stuff with this update, I was just not expecting. I didn't see coming. As well as they showcase grappling with the bike and marking all the chests around you and instantly collecting everything from it, making exploration just so much easier, like insanely easier. It's actually crazy. It also shows you leveling up the bike right here, showing that the bike has different levels to it, as well as its own skill tree for you to upgrade and everything like that. You can also set waypoints and have it just auto drive to there for you. Like you could just put it on autopilot. You can also go from first person to third person as well. And then there's a whole like cinematic mode where you can take pictures and stuff. And within this cinematic mode, you can add like different characters that you have to sit with you. Like it's actually just very expansive. Very interesting. Wasn't expecting it at all. I didn't think it could get better than Flight. I really didn't think it could get better than Flight. That's crazy. All right, so the next reveal here is going to be for Tune Break. Now with Tune Break, as you attack an enemy, it'll build up their off tune. Once that reaches its max, they'll enter a mistuned state. When you attack the mistuned enemy, it'll trigger Tune Break. Now that does it automatically for just kind of like trash level mobs. For stronger mobs, you'll have to click an actual skill in order to perform a tune break when they reach that state. So it'll pop up and you'll click a button here in the video. It shows F and then the character will perform an attack. So this is something that is going to apply to all resonators retroactively, as well as resonators that release after the update. It's going to give you details about their tune break skill within the skills menu. I'm assuming that most of the older characters are just going to have like a damage part of it. Maybe the buffers might get a slight different buff. However, characters moving forward will have different buffs based on which level the enemy is in terms of tune break and the different mechanics regarding that. There's also going to be a messaging feature here, kind of like HSR has, where the different characters I'm assuming that you've obtained will message you, as well as apply for quests. I'll message you on here. The chat bubbles are fully customizable, so that's another element of customization that they'll be adding to events and stuff like that, I'm assuming, as well as the battle pass. Along with that, you will most likely be able to message like your friends and stuff, anyone on your friends list. Those messages will go through here, and yeah, just more customization. Now this next feature I am extremely excited for, and I really hope they expand upon this more in the future, because so far it seems kind of simplistic, but I still very appreciate it, and I just love features like this in games. It looks like you're going to be able to build, at the very least, routes is kind of what they say here. So different routes, I guess, are like underwater or maybe just kind of just not there. And so through doing quests and putting these materials in, you're actually going to build roads, like build actual roads and pathways and underwater tunnels and stuff like that. And then the reward for the event is going to be a phantom echo for one of the new echoes, as well as some vehicle skins. Now, another big feature that's kind of rolled into this whole thing is as you upgrade it and more route networks are developed, you're going to be able to change the weather, like completely. You can change it from sunny to stormy to windy to rainbow to a meteor shower, cloudy. Like, it's just actually insane the amount of customization that you'll be able to bring to this new area. Like, you get to take part in building roads and you get to manually change not only the time of day like you used to be able to, but now the weather completely. This is very exciting. I hope they add on to this, maybe with new weather systems in the future, as well as different time of day presets maybe. And just for the even bigger picture, I hope they incorporate building more in a way. Like, maybe there's an area that we just completely build ourselves. Like, we build an entire settlement. Like, we get to choose where stuff goes, like a settlement builder. Build a settlement builder in WUWA. Like, that's something I would love. Also going to be getting a new login screen here with just a slightly different background, as well as some different music for 3.0. All right, now moving on, we have the new character here revealed, Lene. That was the pull animation. I also hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Now, I'm just going to go over some of her stuff briefly here. I'm not going to go too in-depth into her. She has this kind of like cool skating mechanic. After you walk for a little bit, you'll start skating. It's also built into her like attacks and skills. There will be a certain point where you kind of initiate like skating around and stuff for her kit. Now, another interesting thing that they show here is that resonators, I'm assuming future resonators, maybe not all of them. It does say certain resonators, and maybe this could be a way to buff old resonators, but they're going to have different skills, and you're going to be able to change those skills to change their like play style and what they do, and maybe the buffs that they give, maybe turning one set from a DPS to more of a buffer. I'm assuming here. There's not a lot I can really make out from this. Now, for her, it's going to change her tune break skill. It's going to change her Forte circuit and her skill. It's going to leave her liberation alone, intro, and basics alone. So maybe this is something that they can release to older resonators to kind of give them a little bit of a buff to enhance their damage or something like that. Or maybe give them a different type of utility. Or maybe this is how they could introduce the status effects onto older characters without like changing too much. I'm not exactly sure. I really hope it's not just for future units and stuff like that. And I hope this is something that they retroactively add to the other units at the very least for Rover. Now, hopefully I'm pronouncing this one right. We have Morni here. I'm almost certain I am mispronouncing that. So let me know how to pronounce it down in the comments. But we have the next character here. She's going to be phase 2. She's going to be a fusion broadblade user. However, she's going to be one of those characters that doesn't really follow her weapon type. Her attacks are very fluid, kind of floaty. She uses these like constructs that she, like summons as her attacks. Definitely looks more like a rectifier user. However, I love the characters who don't necessarily use their weapon if they do it properly like this. However, it is a little disappointing because then you're really only pulling on their weapon for like a stat stick, because there are going to be very few combos or animations where you will see just her normal weapon versus the constructs. All right, next up we have the new echoes for the region, and I'm just going to go ahead and let this play sped up. It's also going to show the new Sonata sets. However, I'm still not sure on if those Sonata sets are going to be 5-piece sets or 3-piece sets. I can't really tell, and I can't translate it, and I haven't found any translated images of it yet, so that I'm still not exactly sure. Here we're going to have some new standard banner weapons. Now this is going to be great. Make sure you save your standard pulls. Hopefully you haven't just been spending them like I have. I mean, in general, if you haven't gotten any 5 stars recently, that's still a-okay. I know I haven't. I've just kind of been building pity. But just in case, make sure you save them, because these will be added to the selector. Hopefully they have some good substats and will be pretty useful for the new 3.0 characters coming out. And yeah, Now, there is a lot of things that I haven't really gone over, but I'm just covering the major things. There's a ton of events that they're adding. Obviously the exploration and the photo events, but there's quite a few other events as well on top of updating Peaks of Prestige to add, the new area, add some new cards and things like that, and general optimization fixes. So, just go ahead and check out my react to the full live stream if you want to see absolutely everything that they've added. However, this is just like the big key features that have me the most excited and what I think is the most important. And one of the last things here is that they updated the visuals for the character select screen, like your party setup screen. It's going to be animated. I still wish the background was like more animated and the characters weren't in the little rectangles. However, it is a big step forward that they are animated. As well as one thing I forgot to cover that was revealed earlier is there is going to be a new reoccurring mode. I'm not exactly sure which mode is going to swap off with in terms of like its rewards and stuff, but there is going to be a new reoccurring mode bringing us up to 4. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know down below in the comments what you're most excited for. Peace.